Oh, this is actually my first time attending the awards. Of course, know Rob, know the organization itself. Glad to be a part of it, glad to be an honoree tonight. Great things that he's doing throughout the city of Buffalo, and just great to be among all the honorees tonight. You know, I love the community, and each honoree that's here has some form of value for the community. Right now, I'll say we have an initiative, Bank on Wheels. So Bank on Wheels is more so something for the whole community. We have 3 locations where we provide banking to underserviced and underbanked individuals. With that, there's different products and services that have been created to make those that are not bankable again. I'll say congratulations to everyone. Thank you for having me. Look forward to being at more and more of these events. In banking, the one thing that I always set as a goal for myself is to not just be at a table, but bring my chair and create room for myself at that table. And it's just a great space for us in Buffalo, especially for African Americans to thrive now within the city with all the different things going on.
It feels great. You know, child care directors and owners have gone unnoticed for so long. So to get the call that I was being honored and finally putting daycares on the map of all that we do, it was heartwarming. You have to be in it for the passion. When you love kids, you do it more for the children and what you do for helping your families than the money. We don't make a lot of money, but because I love kids and I love helping single moms and I love seeing my staff grow, we offer professional development. So I pour into my families, I pour into my staff, and that fulfills me. I love what I do. I love watching the kids grow up. I love going to the park and seeing kids that I haven't seen in years run up to me, Miss Felicia. It's very rewarding. And to know that I help families, you know, I was once that mom in poverty. Yeah. So for me to be able to help give back to moms who don't have an outlet and are looking for resources and people to help them. I am a firm believer in it takes a village, and I want to be a part of their village. So one of the things that I would say is don't give up. You know, when that door shuts, because I had many doors shut on me, and I didn't take no for an answer. I said, okay, well, let me pivot. Let me figure out another way. When I couldn't pay the bills or money wasn't there for payroll, I had to figure it out. But I also had to trust God. God gave me the wherewithal to fight the fight and stand in the race. And that's just not giving up, being determined to succeed. I have children. So to me, this is bigger than me. This is about generational wealth, being able to have my children grow up and be able to sustain their families.
I am very appreciative for the honor. I was surprised about the honor, but I'm excited. I think it's a great thing that Rob and his wife is doing in the community, and I'm with a wonderful group of people that are here tonight, so I'm very honored to be a part of this prestigious group of people. I think it's important to give people their flowers while they're here, and that's really important. It's also good for our youth. I'm in the, you know, my work is with kids, with youth, and youth need to see that there are folks that look like them doing careers and having jobs and, you know, being able to contribute back to the city of Buffalo. They need to see that. And so this is a great way to showcase that to our young people. I think, just like you, seeing them as adults. I just saw one this morning and I was like, oh my God. It's good seeing them, you know, with their families and contributing back to the city of Buffalo, being business owners, you know, working really good jobs, having really great careers, being an entrepreneur. So I like to see the success stories, you know, down the line. That's what gives me fulfillment.
I'm very honored. I was not expecting this because I've only been in business with my food truck for like maybe a year and a half now. So it was just kind of unexpected, and I'm very honored. Just basically not to give up, keep striving, keep doing what you're doing, and things will work out.
It's really dope. I'm excited that Rob is honoring us and being able to bring community together, corporate partners as well as entrepreneurs. So it's a dope thing for the town. So some of the things I do in the community is I have a nonprofit called For Grieving Daughters, and what we do is provide a space for women and young girls who've lost their mom or their maternal figures. Today we hosted our annual Motherless Daughters Brunch, and we're looking to raise $20,000 to provide scholarships. We're looking to continue to expand our programming and events, as well as being able to sponsor proms, being able to sponsor senior nights, taking the pressure off of their family and then creating like life insurance policies and estate plans for their families so that they don't have to worry about that. In addition to that, the community work I do is with small businesses, making sure that they're able to have access to the resources that they need to be successful. And then at the bank, I focus on diversity. Run your own race. And then also just consistency and discipline is the only thing that's stopping you from the next level.
I mean, this is so amazing to be recognized by my peers, people that I look up to in this community. I have the utmost respect for, and the fact that they see me and enough for them to want to recognize me tonight at this event, it feels amazing. I mean, and even to come back to this neighborhood, I grew up in this neighborhood, to see, where things were and to be able to come back here, to be able to celebrate Black excellence in this neighborhood, it just feels amazing. The one thing about me is that I don't necessarily do it for the awards. I mean, it's always nice to be recognized for things, but that's not why I do it, So this is just a kind of a byproduct of just like the work that I've been putting in. So I don't, when I am getting these awards, as humbled as I am about it, I just don't look at it as like, oh my God, it's just great recognitions, but it's just like, you know what? It's just like, it fuels me to keep doing the work, right? And to keep producing, because I've realized that we have work to do out here. There's an impact that we have to make here in our communities and such. And, I want to be at the forefront of like inspiring change here in our community. So like I said, it's always good to be recognized for the work, but I don't necessarily do it for the awards, but it's always great. We cannot continue to work in our little individual silos. There's been no one in the history of life who's ever successfully grown and scaled a business on their own. So collaboration is super important, right? So, and that's always been a thing for me. I know I started to see things turn around in my business when I started to collaborate more, when I started to bring in people who can help me, bring in people that's smarter than me, in my circle, so like they can kind of help me get to the next level. So, and I encourage anyone, make sure that you are, forming those strategic partnerships and collaborations with people, because it's only going to help propel your business to the next level. I'm just going to say, you got to lift as you climb, right? We have to make sure that as we continue to go along and see success in our businesses and all the things that we have going on, that we have to continue to reach that hand back and bring people along with us. That's why we are here. We're not doing it for ourselves. I'm not doing any of this stuff for myself. This is not for me. The things that I'm doing right now is not for me to benefit off of. It's for, future generations can benefit off of the labor and the work that I'm putting in. So we got to make sure that we are lifting as we climb, because that's going to be the only way that we're able to see some real success in our communities.
Want to be a guest on our show? We're always looking for entrepreneurs, business owners, side hustlers, and career shifters that are willing to share their life and business experiences, strategies, lessons learned, and pitfalls to avoid with our listeners. If you would like to be considered as a guest on an upcoming episode, email us at Empower716@gmail.com and include your contact information along with background information about your business, and share what value you can add to our listeners.
It's actually my pleasure to be honored. Everybody's working so hard, so I feel very, very blessed to be one of the honorees. There's always some things that need to be done. There's a lot of people out there working hard on the grind, trying to help small businesses to develop and grow, which is my actual goal, is to make sure that I'm talking to all the small businesses. I've been a business owner before. I've owned a franchise. I've been a district manager for a large franchise, so I've done a lot. So I just want to take what I've learned from my experiences and my education and divide out between the community and help the small businesses to start, build, and grow. During the pandemic, as we all know, it put a lot of people backwards a little bit, but there's a lot of people out there that started LLCs during the pandemic. So when they did that, they started them, but a lot of people are doing the LLC more or less because it's something they're passionate about, something they want to do. But they forget about that business side. The government does not forget. So I'm here to help to remind them and kind of guide them along the way. I'm actually going to be, because this is Small Business Month, Small Business Month, that we are actually, there's a lot of things going on, but I do networking events, so I can bring the business together, give you somewhere to kind of bend, and if you don't have a location, my office is at 1339 Jefferson Avenue, so I'm in the heart of the community. What I'm also going to be doing is going to do a 3-part series on the business of the business, because we all can start a business, we all can run a business, but who's doing the financials? Who's, filing those quarterly taxes? Who's making sure, your bookkeeping, your books are in line? There's a lot of grants out there, there's a lot of loans people want to get, but when they say, show me your books, they're like, here's a piece of paper. They're like, no. Where's your profit and loss statement? Where's your revenues? Where's your money going? And they're like, oh, I got this, but it's not what they're looking for. So because I have the experience in doing that, I make sure I want to be able to pass that along to other businesses. I say go for it. My first business I had when I was 21. I'm a little bit older now. So let's just say it's over 25 years ago I've been doing business. So I say, a lot of people do a lot of research. It's great to do your research and, get your education and everything. But at some point, you got to jump. You have to go ahead and take that leap of faith and do what you're going to do. I don't encourage anybody to say, quit your job today and do business tomorrow. You got to do it smartly, but come see me. I'll help you put a plan together. I personally do work during the day, and I do my business in the evenings and weekends. I am working towards being just my business or just my own, but you have to do it smartly. You don't want to do it to where it's going to, disrupt your lifestyle, but you want to be able to do it because that's your passion. Do something you're passionate about. I've always taught my daughter, she's 27 now, but I've also always taught her, whenever you want to go ahead and whatever you want to do something that makes you happy. The money will follow. A lot of people are like, I got to make money, I got to do this. The money's going to follow you wherever you want if you're enjoying what you're doing. One thing with the pandemic, it gave them the opportunity to say, you know what, I have this job, I hate it. I get sick going here every day. Okay, great, what are you going to do about it? So just go ahead and make those actions work. Just make sure you do it in the right way. There's many resources out here to make sure you do it, to get it done right the first time. So make sure you do that.
It's amazing. I mean, Rob and I, we grew up together. A lot of the awardees, we grew up together. So to see all of us here being recognized for the things that we've done in our community, it means a lot. Even as a practicing attorney, my main part of practice was helping small businesses get established, right? Covering the legal details. Those are all the things that you have to cover. And it meant a lot to me to be able to do that for especially Black and brown businesses and small business owners. I feel like we need that support, right? The only way that we can sustain is if we support each other. So me providing the means to help people get started, but then also continuing to support. A lot of the awardees are businesses that I support continually. Jamil Cruz, Stephanie is my go-to for catering, and even moving back into government, I still try to support these small businesses and city events because I think it's important. I mean, there are many challenges. Of course, generationally, we don't normally have a lot of examples of successful businesses, but starting to have that now, I think that one of the most important things is that the next generation sees us, right? And then we help them, support them, move out the way so they can take over, and then they can support the next. Being able to see success that looks like you is so very important. It's motivating, and it can help you really overcome the obstacles that we know that we face. So, it's very important that government, as much as it possibly can, be there to support. So, recently the mayor made announcements for the COVID recovery funds. A large part of that is going to really support small businesses in the Black and brown community. But also, before I came back to the city, I was the city's chief diversity officer. And even in that role, I set up mechanisms. So Beverly Gray Center, MWB Eagles, making sure that the city is not only maintaining the goals, but other private companies in the city of Buffalo are doing the same thing. So in my role now, I think it's important to not only support financially in government, but encourage private entities and corporations locally to support our small businesses as well. Keep going. Don't be afraid to ask. You don't know everything, and it's okay. I still don't know. We're always learning, but don't be afraid to get started.
Oh man, I'm excited to even be selected as an honoree. I know that community's been working hard, and we're just excited to be here. Thankful to be here. Well, my name is Deuce King. I'm a filmmaker, producer. Got about 5 movies out right now. My latest one is called Pure Finesse. All my movies are streaming on Tubi and Amazon Prime. Also an author. Just a motivation for change. Oh man, for one, I don't want to go back to the life that I was living before I was doing film. That's for one. For two, my family. I think they're the most important thing in my life, and I just want to be put in a situation where I can allow them to chase their dreams and put them in a position of entrepreneurship. in the city of Buffalo, it's it's a close-knit community. And for the community that we come from, the urban community, there's not a lot of opportunity. So if my community can see what I'm doing and be inspired to see that we don't have to beg for a seat at their table, but create our own table and our own situations, man, I think that that's the importance of giving back to our community, just to inspire the people of the community. Walk by faith and not by sight. It's going to get difficult some days. Some days you're going to want to quit, you're going to want to give up, but put your best foot forward. Right before the light, the dawn comes before the night. So sometime in our darkest moment, we have to stay prayerful, man, and just keep pushing forward.
Hey, what's up, Western New York? Did you know that Empower716 Talk Show is looking to promote and recognize young entrepreneurs in Western New York? You could recommend yourself or someone else to be acknowledged on a future episode. Nominees need to be age 21 or under, has a service or product that offers value, has taken steps to become an entrepreneur, and must be willing to come on the show and talk about their service or product if selected. Email us at empower716@gmail.com.
Want to stay up to date with Empower716? Don't forget to share. Click here in the right-hand corner of the video and follow button below so you can see the upcoming episodes live on your news feed. Find Empower716 on LinkedIn Live, YouTube, Facebook, and other audio platforms.
Feels great. The people appreciate what I'm doing in the community, and I just hope I just keep inspiring people by what I'm doing. Just briefly, I'm a convicted felon. I did 3 years in federal prison before I changed my life around and became a licensed attorney, and I'm just blessed. It's very important. I mean, if people don't know about businesses and what people are doing in the community, you know what I'm saying, how can they frequent your establishment? How could they call you? We have to have a network. You know what I mean? And my network, if I know somebody that's doing something, I call them, they call me. We got to keep the money in the community. First of all, don't listen to what they say, because you got a lot of bad information out there that you can't do this, you can't do that. There's no grants there. There's no funding for that. You know what I mean? It's not going to work. You know what I mean? You got to. If you got a dream, you got to pursue that dream, and don't say no. Circumvent the process. If one person say no, go around and keep fighting and to achieve your dreams.
It's always an honor to be honored when somebody can really just recognize your work and your worth, right, and your value. So, I just feel blessed to be seen. I'm just happy to be here. Multimedia personality, someone who's a lover of radio, in addition to being an adjunct professor and a marketer, and just really looking to amplify the voices and create awareness for what's going on in my community. It's absolutely important because I just feel like everyone needs support and motivation, and I just try to give what I always desire and need myself. So I just always try to make sure that what I'm looking for, I can also provide it. So, bigging up somebody, quick, you doing a great job. You have no idea how those quick information and quick spurts of motivation could really make a change in that day. So I think it's important. Yeah, again, it's just like a thing to be seen. Entrepreneurship should be absolutely a lonely road, and being able to be around other creatives, other like minds, acknowledging their work, saluting them, and just taking the time to celebrate what you have contributed, it's huge. So, shout out to Rob C for deciding to do such a thing.
You see the difference when you look at the spread here.
Yes.
Beautiful crowd, beautiful atmosphere.
Absolutely.
It doesn't get any better than this. We got a lot of surprises, man. We got a lot of surprises, man. It's going to be a beautiful night.
Nice.
Very elegant, very beautiful. And I got to thank you again, too, because we can't have nobody else doing this but you.
Because a lot of the people that we honor don't get recognition normally, and they're out there doing major things in the community, major positive things.
We want it to be one of those staple award shows like the NAACP Awards or the Black Achievers. I want the Buff City Awards to be right up there with those. If you look at all these small businesses around there, and Rob, me and you've been in these same rooms, and it's the same people getting filtered over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And there's so many more putting the work in out here in our community. There's so many more. You know, if you look at Dolly Michelle, she done help a million businesses get off the ground, but she's like that person behind the scenes. You know, if you look at Darnell Haywood at Bank on Buffalo and how he's growing Bank on Buffalo from the ground up. You know, I'm a Key Bank guy, but I see what he's doing over there. You know, you look at Michelle Barron and what she does with Direct for Success. Like, it's beautiful things that's going on that's getting overlooked, I think.
And she's been doing that for years, and a lot of people don't even know that. So I like, too, that when people come to our events, they learn about businesses they didn't even know about. So then they will support those businesses, and it just goes on and on and on.